In this particular video, I am being a little extra vulnerable than I'm used to and showing some somatic healing and what some people call energy work. I am very sensitive and in tune with subtle changes inside of my body, electromagnetic resonance of the body and the resonance of parts of the body on the inside. I naturally just know how to move it out, to move it around, to smooth it out. There is quite a lot of solar radiation coming in on this equinox of 2026. We had 3 solar flares back to back, and the first one is hitting us today. And it really does bring out quite a bit of shifting in subtle energy bodies inside of the body. And the hands are quite useful tools to help move the energy along. Moving the body naturally helps smooth it out. While recording this particular video, I was listening to a conversation that had some very positive messages, and they were very helpful in integrating what was moving through my body and the emotions that were coming. I had bursts of joy and dips of energy, and they oscillated quite quickly, but randomly also. Sometimes I would feel the need to move through my hips, other times it was more rapid movements of the hands. Sometimes it was moving the head and neck. Sometimes it was simply taking a deep breath, and quite a lot of yawning. As I progressed with this particular self-healing session, I had more potency to the emotions I was feeling. And the joy was, of course, very enjoyable. This is a very good healing session. And I had decided that I wanted to record it when I felt it start, because it's good exposure and it's a good example for other people to get more comfortable with feeling into their body, moving their body around how it wants to move instead of resisting. All of the plasma radiation coming from the sun is quite disruptive to us, but it's for a good reason. It is helping our biology change and shift its structure. Our fascia becomes more elastic when we are exposed to the heightened radiation from the sun, and that allows us to let go of things that it otherwise would have been holding on to. This could be trauma, emotional trauma, or physical things that happened, such as injuries. And here I have my arms in a posture that is very well known for regulating the nervous system and calming down the vagus nerve. It's very good for emotional regulation when it feels overwhelming. Just breathing naturally with that posture is very calming. And then things shifted. I moved side to side. Again, I let my body decide how it wants to move and choose not to resist it or overanalyze it with my mind. There were quite a few moments throughout this session that I vocalized, and a lot of it was just more primal, not really anything, not forming real words, but just allowing whatever sounds came out as needed. Sometimes it had a lot of breath to it, very breathy vocalizations. Other times it was very deep and felt in other parts of the body. Sometimes the vocalizations included syllables that weren't, again, thought of consciously. I just let it come naturally, and I feel things shift and move that don't need to be there anymore when I allow this to happen. I started to realize here that it was really clearing up. Whatever was needing to move out was finishing up, moving out. And it was feeling very good, really liberating, relaxing, and energizing, even though I was yawning a lot, still letting out a lot. There were itches and pinpricks of slight pain here and there, signals from the body to help it along, to let go of more tension. The soreness in muscles started to become more apparent and brought to my attention by the body. So that was encouraging for me, able to release enough tension that I was able to notice more surface level tension. It became more easy to understand the tension that was there. The first layers were much more subtle and not really something that logic could be applied to. But as I let it go and worked through it, I was noticing sensations that I had more context for and understanding. There was quite a lot that came up through the throat as well, from the solar plexus up into the throat, that was really easily releasing through the throat. And as it became easier and more layers came out, there was quite a bit more flow and use of the arms and hands to essentially grab at what was coming out and assist it in pulling out of the body, out and away. I find that more effective. And like I said, it's not a good idea to resist whatever the body wants to do. So I've been learning to let the body do what it does without judgment or trying to analyze it. And then my feet and legs were moving even more. This was where it really started to feel like things were clearing up quite a bit, and the joy was really heightened. You can see here, laughter came out. It was just pure joy. It almost became tearful, but it was brief, not overwhelming or extreme like it has been in the past. And here I started to feel more side by side instead of up and down movement. So before I had been working from top to bottom, back to the top, and then it shifted to move side to side. And the left side of the body usually doesn't have very much going on, so it was nice to have more of that come online and allow things to come out. The arm and hand movements became more aggressive, which I felt was more effective. Then spinal movements were very helpful in allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flow more easily and effectively, which cascades into circulation throughout the whole body. Then drumming, a very specific drumming that the body felt very good engaging in. Even though my finger is injured and it did hurt, it was necessary to allow the body to do what it was doing. The feet picked up on it and joined, and things shifted little by little. More spinal movements and using the hands and fingers as sort of like plugs or conduits to help subtle energy shift. And here I remember having a hard time keeping my mind from trying to mentalize and analyze and understand what I was doing with my fingers, allowing myself to settle back into the body and not think so much. And here I could feel that things were finishing up and the body wanted something external. It responds very well to sound, so I use a bell and just chime however many times feels right. During the last chime, the body wanted it in the lower part of the body, and that's how I finished this particular healing session. And you could consider this a form of Reiki healing as well, this whole thing. Thanks for watching.